Ole Gunnar Solksjaer, get the hell out of Manchester. Clear out your desk, grab your coffee mug, and get yourself on the first plane back to Norway. Because Christ above, this man cannot coach his way out of a paper bag. Don't worry lads, alright? I'm no Man United fan, despite it being practically written into every Irish kid's birth cert that they must follow them as soon as they're spat out of the goddamn womb. For no godly reason other than Roy Keane used to play for them. But lads, what has happened to your club? We're 8 games in and Manchester United are 2 points above the relegation zone. It is October. This is Manchester United. And you're already 15 points behind Liverpool. After 8 bastard games. Do you know who's 15 points behind Manchester United? Derby County in the goddamn championship. And even then, half their players are seemingly out on the goddamn piss every other night. This is an absolute joke. Like, when I was growing up, right? In a school smothered with legions of Liverpool, Man United and Celtic fans. And with one weird hipster lad having about 12 jerseys from Swindon. I'm pretty sure his mother used to drink petrol when she was pregnant. But back then, United were a force. They were the biggest club in the world, hoovering up pieces of silver every 12 seconds. Nowadays, it's like watching Mike Tyson during his final years as a boxer. Whereas once he was a fearless behemoth, now he was swinging like an old woman at bingo and was punishing his cholesterol as if it was enslaved in a Japanese prison.
Man United might not thank me, but get the contract out, put it on the table. Yeah. Let him sign it, let him write whatever numbers he wants to put on there, give him what he's done now since he's come in, and let him sign the contract and go. Ollie's at the wheel, man, he's doing it, he's doing his thing. Man United are back.
Hang on, does this mean that Rio Ferdinand isn't the bastion of footballing intelligence and knowledge that everyone seems to think he is? You know, the guy who once said that Mike Ashley was doing a grand old job. Yes, if smothering ambition and turning a 52,000-seater stadium into a Sports Direct billboard is doing a grand old job, then yes. On a serious note, how does Ole Gunnar Solskjaer still have a job? Does somebody want to illuminate that one for me? If I turn up to work on this goddamn YouTube channel and instead of just uploaded a video of me taking a dump in a bucket, not only would I be booted off the channel, I'm pretty sure the boss would cut me up into little pieces and fed to the pigs. Well, either that or relegated to cameo appearances on HITC 7s. And good Christ, I would rather boil my own ears. Just kidding, Alfie. But listen, you've gone out and spent X amount in the summer. £90 million on Harry Maguire. That is like paying 50 quid for a packet of skips. Since then, a 1-1 draw at Wolves, a 2-1 home defeat to Crystal Palace, a 1-1 draw at Southampton, narrow wins over Leicester and a bunch of farmers from Kazakhstan, a defeat to West Ham, draws at home to Arsenal and Lupin Rochdale, a stalemate out in Alkmaar, and now a defeat to Newcastle. Since that Chelsea game, you've played 10 times, failed to score more than 1 goal in any of them. Even Aston Villa, they just scored 5 on the road in 1 game. But yeah, getting rid of the guy who's just scored 113 Premier League goals before the age of 26, yeah, that's a really smart move. That is essentially like throwing out your last towel 10 minutes before you're supposed to clean the dishes. So what are you supposed to do? Lick them dry with your tongue? Play Marcus Rashford with his back to goal? Imagine what Sir Alex Ferguson must be thinking watching that. It's essentially like walking away from the perfect marriage after 24 years, and then within 5 years you're watching your former wife spend her Sunday evening squatting in a ditch shoving blueberries up her nose. It's actually just embarrassing, and for Man United fans, it must be depressing. I'm sure calls to suicide hotlines are increasing that every day Ashley Young keeps his place in the goddamn team. You could honestly stick my fat uncle at left back and he'd deliver a better goddamn cross. And diabetes took his foot when he was 36 years old. Honestly, the team would line out against Newcastle on Sunday. If you read off this team sheet for a Manchester United fan 5 years ago, they'd probably have jumped off a cliff. Delo, Twanzebe, the pigeon shit eater that is Ashley Young, Scott McTominay, Fred, Pereira, Mata. It's just pathetic. Not one of these players should be lining out in the first team for Man United. Yes, Daniel James is a good player, but starting every goddamn week, this is a kid who wanted to spend last season on loan at the Yeovil Town. This is a Man United side whose title challenge has been extinguished 3 weeks before Halloween. Even top 4 is looking unlikely. But moving on to Ole, I knew it from day one, alright? I knew it. I wasn't fooled by the bounce. On what planet, on what galaxy, on what speck of sand that is a cat's kidney, is it ever a clever recruitment strategy to replace a 2-time Champions League winner, a 3-time Premier League champion, with the lad who relegated Cardiff to the goddamn second tier? Don't get this twisted. There was no logic for this. No business forethought to appointing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. It was pure and simple. Who has played for the club? For Christ's sake, don't forget last Christmas, Steve Bruce was getting linked with the goddamn job. Steve Bruce! They panicked, right? It was an interim choice. And yeah, it might have made some sense in the short term while they played the waiting game for Mauricio Pochettino. But giving him a permanent deal after that PSG win, it's like proposing to someone after 3 goddamn dates. Yeah, you might have had a lovely first couple of weeks together, but sooner or later, she will reveal her true mask of being the second spawn of Satan, who spits at old women in the street, who irons her cat and actually laughs at the Big Bang Theory. A clear indicator that clearly she was starved for oxygen in the goddamn womb. People are saying, right, they feel sorry for Ollie because of the lack of quality he has to work with. Yeah, I feel sorry for Ollie. On 6 million a year and still choosing to stick Jesse Lingard anywhere near the goddamn pitch. My blind cat could tell you that's a bad idea, and she doesn't even exist. Maybe I will spare a thought for this multi-billionaire in the job of his life when I tuck into my neighbour's bin bag for dinner tonight. Get Ollie out. Send him packing. Empty half your squad in the goddamn bin. Rip it up. Start again. Appoint an actually half-decent manager who's achieved more than a couple of medals in Norway and a relegation to the goddamn championship. Don't appoint someone because, oh, I don't know, he knows the club. Yeah, so does Paul Ince. I still wouldn't trust him to drive the bus to Sheffield, let alone if any say in club footballing matters. How is this man supposed to inspire anyone?
Oh, I scored a few goals off the bench once.
Yeah, what have you done lately? Get out of the club. What next for Manchester United? Like, how can this actually get any worse? Appointing Steve Keane, giving Jesse Lingard a 5-year contract, something that would probably cause an increase in strokes across the northwest. Maybe close down the entire company and just instead open up as a Mancunian bed and breakfast. Although if we're going by their recent form, they probably wouldn't even be able to get that right. It'd be a mattress made of wood and serving up bowls of pig vomit instead of cereal, with the milk probably having been squeezed out of Gary Taylor Fletcher's left breast. Listen though, I do want to touch on Newcastle. The previous week, the fans had essentially been spat at in the face, forking out trips to Leicester in the rain, only to watch the defence part like the Red Sea and ship 5 at Leicester. But to bounce back and beat Man United at home, fair play. Yes, Steve Bruce has been the walking meme this season, but whatever about tactical know-how, you've at least proved that you still have it within you to inspire a bunch of lads on a Sunday afternoon. And garnering a reaction after that game, fair play. Hats off to you, Bruce. Now, the Longstaffs. Spectacular. If you told these boys 1 year ago that soon they'd be starting alongside each other in a Premier League win over Manchester United, with one of them scoring the winner, they would honestly have laughed in your face. Surreal moment for these lads. I'm absolutely delighted for them. They've essentially been plucked from the depths of oblivion. And no, sorry, Mrs. Longstaff, I'm not talking about your womb. Don't worry, I'm sure it's lovely. That was weird. And they've been handed starting roles for their boyhood clubs. It's absolutely unreal. Sorry for mentioning your mother's vagina. So let's take a look at some of the other results from the weekend. Man City are doing their level best to flush away another league title. A 2-0 defeat at home to Wolves, with Adama Traore doing his very best to have a statue erected outside Anfield. Liverpool beat Leicester thanks to a contentious 95th minute penalty. And now that's it. 8 points clear.
Title over.
Not even a chance. It's October, alright? Settle down. Liverpool will not win every game this season. If they do, I'll gladly eat my foot. And look at it, lads. This does not look like a tasty treat. Again, that was very weird. The point is, there are a lot more twists and turns to come yet, alright? But yeah, City do know that from now on, they need to be almost perfect, but they can do it, right? Once they have that tunnel vision. Like, don't forget when they lost at Newcastle back in January, which put them a potential 7 points behind, with only a few months of the season left. They bucked up their ideas and won every single one of their last 14 games. All this Man City team need is focus. That is their biggest threat. Complacency. Once they have that, they are unstoppable. So no, Liverpool have not won the league yet. Not a chance. Not yet. I would have thought after 30 years of hurt. 30 years of somehow chucking away from the jaws of victory, time and time again, of continuously bottling it, that Liverpool fans won't, let themselves believe until the last 10 seconds of the final day. And even then. But no, Liverpool have not wrapped up a league title by Halloween. This is ludicrous. Don't be a moron.
They've won the league. Liverpool have won the league.
Sorry, he's not a Chelsea man. He's not a Chelsea man. He's not a Chelsea man.
I've never been more clueless.
Oh wait, lads, someone take a dump in my chest. Some people are saying that Pep Guardiola needs to answer for this.
Pep Guardiola has to answer for this.
Yeah, Pep Guardiola needs to answer for absolutely nothing. This is a man who's collected 198 Premier League points in 2 seasons. That is an absolute joke. That is more top flight points than Newcastle have got since 2013. Telling him that he needs to answer for something, no, he doesn't. He's literally the best manager in the world. So no, I don't think we're going to see him do an apology video with Stephen Tries anytime soon. Saying that Pep has lost it or whatever, it's about as ludicrous as Justin Bieber forking out 28 grand on a pair of cats when you can just grab a few mangy ones for free down the alleyway outside the back of Tesco's. Granted, they're probably swimming in ringworm and have about 6 rotted teeth in their skull, but still. Chelsea roll on again, smashing Southampton 4-1 away from home. And I have to say, Frank Lampard is getting it together. Yes, I know they're only forced to play the kids because of the transfer ban, but it might actually be a blessing in disguise. Yeah, I mean, tell a spoiled Chelsea fan 3 years ago, so used to world stars, that they would soon be starting an entire season with Tammy Abraham up front, and they'd probably get sick in their mouth. Arsenal Newcastle rolled down with a fairly boring and routine 1-0 win over Bournemouth, thanks to a goal and a clean sheet from David Luiz. Fair play to him. You just know he's probably going to follow it up with an own goal and 3 penalties given away next week, but, you know, fair play for now. Listen, he is a good player, Luiz, but on his day, when he's not on his day, I'd rather have a dead tree at the back than him. Christ above, he's more erratic than a dose of Tourette's at a funeral. Everton lost again to Burnley and they're now stuck in the relegation zone. So I'm guessing Marco Silva better start clearing out his desk as well, after all the fuss to drag him away from the claws of Watford. And he's not even that good. He's like spending 6 months trying to court the girlfriend of another man. Sneaky move, by the way. And then when you do eventually get her, she turns out to have all the personality of a pig's armpit. Norwich City essentially burst their brains in 90 minutes. After such a good start, I mean, let's not forget, they'd only recently beaten Man City. Now they're getting smashed 5-1 at home by Aston Villa. I hope for their sake the wheels aren't going to come off now, alright? Because for a few weeks there, they look like a damn good team. But incredible result. A Wesley double, a goal for Jack goal for Jack Grealish, a goal for Conor Hourihane, who is a legend, and Douglas Luiz, who is probably also a nice fella, just as long as he doesn't turn his back on his country. But then again, what spawn of Satan would ever do that? Crystal Palace pulled off a smash and grab win at West Ham, thanks to VAR. Jordan Ayew netting the winner against his brother's former club after being adjudged to being onside by a cat's fingernail. And Watford and Sheffield United played out a goalless draw that, honest to God, was so boringly inconsequential that I feel I would lose precious seconds of my life just describing it. To sum it up, lads, it was terrible. And just like the last 10 years of Jedward's life, we should do our very best to pretend it never happened. Alright, so that's the end of it, lads. Let me know, actually, this wasn't really I don't know. Let me know your own thoughts. Is the title over? Is the title over? It's not. Are Man United an absolute joke nowadays? Should Ole get sacked? Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, give it a like, share, and subscribe. And as always, I'll talk to you in a while.